After raising her children to adulthood and seeing them happily married, Shri Mataji had fulfilled her responsibilities as a mother and a householder, and was prepared to embark upon her true life's work, the emancipation of humanity. Having been invited to the ashram of a prominent local guru in 1970, she was shocked to see him looting people in the name of spirituality. Suddenly aware that the seekers everywhere were in danger from this future trend, Shri Mataji searched deep within herself for a solution. She spent the entire night on the seashore contemplating. And in the early hours of the morning, disgust with the falsehood she had witnessed and compassion for her children everywhere forced her to act. She meditated upon the Sahasrara, the energy center on the crown of the head, and prayed that all the seekers of truth would eventually receive their enlightenment and bring about the dawning of collective consciousness in humanity. She describes this historic event.
As you know, in the Sahasrara, there are the seats of the 7 main chakras. There are 1000 nadis, or as they call it, flames, and they all have each 16,000 powers. Every nadi deals with a particular type of a person, and with the permutations and combinations of all these nadis, human beings are looked after. As soon as Sahasrara was open, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous Chaitanya. And there was tremendous light in the sky. And the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall with such a tremendous force, as if I was unaware and got stupefied. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned, and I became completely silent at its grandeur. I saw the primordial Kundalini rising like a big furnace, and the furnace was very silent but burning appearance it had, as if you heat up some metal and it has many colors. In the same way, the Kundalini showed up like a huge furnace, say of a furnace which is like a tunnel, where you see these plants you have for coal burning to create electricity, and it stretched like a telescope, one after another came out like that, and the deities came and sat on their seats, on their golden seats, and then they lifted the whole of the head like a big dome and opened it, and then this torrential rain completely drenched me, and I started seeing all that and got lost into the joy. It was like an artist seeing its own creation fulfilled. I felt the joy of great fulfillment. After coming out of that beautiful experience, I looked around and I saw human beings so blind. And I became absolutely silent. Then I desired that I should get the cups to fill this nectar. But I saw all stones. Sahasrara is the most beautiful part of your being. It is a big lotus with 1,000 petals of different colors appearing like inflated flames. It is a thing which is seen by many people. But to see it pour that torrential rain was like these flames becoming a fountain of colors and of fragrance. Can you think of a flower pouring its color and its fragrance around? People have written very little about Sahasrara because whatever they have seen is from outside, and it's not possible for them to go from inside. Even if you reach from inside, if the whole Sahasrara is not opened out, you cannot see its beauty. Because when it is closed, the whole of it, the total, then you just pass through a little aperture and get out of it. But just imagine a huge big petal, 1,000 petals lotus, and you are sitting inside in the corona and looking at all these petals, all very beautifully colored and fragrant and pulsating way the bliss and the joy. When your Sahasrara opens out and your Kundalini touches the continental bone, sort of a igniting force is ready in your Sahasrara. And as soon as the fontanel bone area opens up through the Brahmarandra, the grace of your spirit ignites that igniting force. And your nadis get enlightened. Not all of them, quite a lot of them. Not all the length, but quite the peripheries. That's how you get your enlightenment. So many things happen because also of your 7 centers being in the Sahasrara. With the light, you see their relative positions. I mean, you do not see, but it works in your conscious mind. Your conscious mind feels that integration within you. The rationality which is separated from the heart becomes one with the heart. It becomes one with your attention. Wherever your attention goes, you act in a collective way. All the activities of your attention are blessed. The attention itself is effective. Your attention is very important. Your desires are even more important. Because it is such an integrated thing, your desires and your attention become one. Whatever is good for the spirit, you desire, and your attention goes to things whichever is emitting the spiritual power. Those who are over mentally developed, they actually have an attention which they try to test. They first want to see how to raise the Kundalini. They want to see that it is logical. For a balanced person, there's no questioning at all. We have some people like that among us. They just became and they never questioned. They just settled down. They are innocent. They are intelligent. Above all, they are spiritual. So you have to come out of your shells and spread your wings. All small things of mind must be given up. You have to live like a very huge, big personality. You become the master of these 7 chakras. And that's how you can you can give realization. And then you can become a subtle being. Through your conscious effort, you can enter into the beings of others and raise their kundalini and character. Enlightenment of the Sahasrara also gives you a new sight to see all the sukshmas, all the subtle things in the atmosphere. When you start developing higher and higher, you can see the vibrations as lights around you. You may not have any interest in many things, but you'll be amazed how you become the master of so many things. As if your brain is materializing whatever you have been desiring.
She desired that everyone should attain their self-realization in order that their eyes could be opened. Her vision for humanity had come into focus and was beginning to unfold.